Moving on, we have a three-pack of games on Saturday. We get first up the Indianapolis Colts at the Minnesota Vikings at 1 p.m. on Saturday. The Colts are 4-point underdogs on the road against the Vikings. Why are the Vikings only 4-point favorites against a Colts team that has looked half dead? I don't understand it. The Vikings are 10-3, but at this point, every advanced metric is saying they're the worst 10-3 team maybe of all time. It never looks easy for them. They're coming off a loss against the Vikings where the Vikings kind of just gave it to them front to back. They couldn't stop anyone. This defense has been a little bit suspect of late. The Vikings offense actually impressed me this past week. They made some really, really crazy plays. Kirk Cousins especially was impressive. Guy throws for 400 yards, looks incredible doing it. He was just slinging the ball all over the yard. Over-under in this game set at 47. Every week, I look at the Vikings line. I look at their ATS, the spread here, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Over the last couple of weeks, we've sort of benefited from that. We've been on the right side of things. A couple weeks ago, I gave you them to cover against the Jets. This past week, I gave you them to lose to the Lions. That was my big play of this past week. I feel like you can almost gauge who to take in these Vikings games by thinking about where the public's going to be. The fact this is a weird line again, it feels like the sharps are going to be on the Colts +4. They're trying to get some action on the Colts, but the Vikings are a different team at home. I've said this a million times. At home, the Vikings feel more trustworthy to me. Kirk Cousins is a guy who I'm much more keen to bet on if he's at home. When he's on the road, he sort of turns into a pumpkin before our eyes. Give me the Vikings here, -4. I know this is sort of a weird over-under, 47. I don't love the over or under here, but if I did have a second pick in this game, I'd like to go with the under. Because I think that if this is a close game where the Vikings are not going to cover by 7 or 10 points, and Vegas obviously projects it as a relatively tight game, if that's the case, it's going to be because the Vikings are struggling against a Colts secondary that has been pretty staunch this whole season. They've contained teams. They struggle on offense, we know that, but the Vikings don't seem to be a team that's going to take advantage of that, scoring on defense or making Matt Ryan's life miserable. So I love the under here. If you bet it under 47, you're getting a little bit juice on the under, but give me the under here, and more importantly, give me the Vikings -4. That's going to be one of my big plays this week as well, but under and Vikings -4.